The yellow air line comes from the compressor, right here, from the front of the engine. These two black will start from here, from this regulator or valve. So this is the inlet, the yellow air pressure, and you have two outlet black lines. This is the beginning of these black lines. If you follow them, the two black lines are here. One of them will go to this airbag. If you look at the bottom, right here, and the other one right here go to this airbag, right there. So these two airbags are regulated by this valve. The two airbags were supposed to be stabilizer of the cabinet. So when you have to reduce the shock so you don't get neck injury or spinal injury, one of these will be super inflated, the one will be deflated. It balances, stabilizes your cab for the driver. At the same time, it will prevent abrupt impact. So the connection of the cab with the frame will be protected to a certain extent with these shock absorbers. It's like putting your cabinet on a sponge or pillows. So these two airbags have their air lines at black lines. So the two black lines come here from this valve or regulator. The inlet is yellow. The yellow comes from the main bundle in the front from the compressor. So we finish this part. If you look at the front, we leave under the cab now. Let's now go here, this bundle. This bundle has white, blue, pink, and green. I don't think it has any other lines. It has green, two small green, one large green, and a blue. If you follow this bundle here, you follow it, it will start branching here. First branch, you will have the white airline. This white airline goes for the front coupling or the differential. So this couples the primary differential, the white airline. When you are short of air pressure, you will not have engagement of the gears here. You will get a signal, it's say low air pressure. That electric line, the black one, is just a signal. That whole black electric assembly, it's signal to the computer the air pressure of the front coupling. So we finish that white air line that comes from the front in this bundle. It is under right here, under this bundle. The bank splits in a T here. One goes here. It will also go to the front transmission to do something, and it will go to the back to do the same thing. What's the difference between the bank and the white? The white is the primary coupler. Or maybe, there is the bank and the white doing different things. As you see, the white ends here, doesn't go to the back, but the bank will go to the back to the differential in the back. Now, the light green, this light green, it goes to the latches of the fifth wheel that allow you to move the fifth wheel. It applies to this piston. It will pull the latch in or out. When I said before, this is the most dangerous fifth wheel. It's called Fontaine. The reason I said difference because I have an accident with it. It does not have a bolt in the back that signal that the kingpin is locked. So it can lock itself without the kingpin, and you do the pull test, and suddenly the trailer falls on the ground. It's a devastating situation. The one I used to has a bolt in the back that signals that the jaws are closed. This one, you have to go under the trailer to make sure the kingpin is locked. We finished here the green. We finished the white. We finished the pink. We now take the blue. The first blue goes in the stabilizer. This is the stabilizer right here. As you see, there is a thick blue going in and another narrow blue going in, and the two blue are here. One thick and one thin. What is the difference between the thick and the thin? I think that the small diameter blue is a signal out, and the large blue is the input to the stabilizer. So the stabilizer will send the two signals. That is this one right here. The signal will go to the front. Most probably will go to the front airbags. We leave it for now. It is just to follow the blue. What will the blue do? The blue, as you see here in this airbag, the back right here, it has two blue hoses. It comes from here. If you look at this airbag, we will look at this airbag from the other side. But at least we know now the blue airlines go to the airbags. So how do you get these black airlines that go to the brake? We can go through here. You are going to find a black here. You are going to find here a black. This is control the pressure to the brakes, the emergency brakes. If you follow it, this small diameter black line, you follow it, it will come and it will go to this main valve assembly that distributes, and each drum, you will have two airlines at each drum. Each drum will have two airlines. One surface brakes, we call it the blue, and one we call it the red. The color here is black, but we know that whatever goes to the front chamber is the surface, and whatever goes to the back is the emergency. Each brake drum, air drum, has two lines, two here, and two in the back, and all of them come from this pressure regulator. What does the green, big green and the big small? We already finished this green line. We said this light green goes to the piston of that moves the fifth wheel, and we said the small blue line goes to the stabilizer. The other small line also goes to the stabilizer, because the stabilizer detects the motion. If you look at the stabilizer, it is this rod, this 90-degree rod. The vertical rod is connected to the gear or the wheels, and the horizontal rod is connected to the chassis. So when you have a relative descent from the wheel goes down, so it will pull that arm, it will activate the valve. When it activates the valve will change the pressure in the airbags. What will that do? That will do a lot of things. First, it will prevent sudden collapse of the frame. If you look at here, if you look at this part right here, this is your frame, and this is the axle of the wheel. But let me show you from another side to understand what the stabilizer does. Put the camera here on the bottom. Look at this portion right here. This part on the top is the frame or the chassis. This part of the top is the axle that connects the wheels. If this hit on each other, if the frame, if you go in a ditch and the chassis falls suddenly here, huge impact, it will create a spark. The spark will make everything here the airbag can catch fire, the wheel can catch fire, the trailer can catch fire. To prevent having a spark, you have almost three mechanisms. The first mechanism, you have an oil piston, shock absorber. The second mechanism, you have airbags that will be inflated with the stabilizer, different from one side to another. And the third mechanism is in the bottom, are the springs, the shock absorber springs, the stainless steel springs. Those three mechanisms, one of them, the springs in the bottom, is the static, or This is the leaf. That's the stainless steel spring. That will a shock absorber heavy duty. That is a shock absorber oil less than the heavy duty. And you have a dynamic shock absorber, the airbags that are regulated by the stabilizers. The 3 shock absorbers will prevent or reduce or minimize the sudden collapse of the chassis on the axle. If that collapses suddenly with a huge impact, will create a spark here and a spark here. Imagine this is the rear axle. You have a spark here, you have a spark here, and you have fire. This is the first thing that the stabilizer does. It reduces the spark. It also prevent the injury of the operator. The driver will not have acute neck injury, back injury, or concussion because of falling in a ditch. Does it really work? Does the stabilizer work? Assuming that they did some tests on it, we will not get into that now. But this is one of the function of the stabilizer. It prevents spark, it prevents injury of the driver, it prevents sudden impact of these bolts. These bolts can break easily, like a cake. Any of these bolts can break if you go through a ditch and you have a rupture or broken suspension. What I ran into before, I ran into that bolt broken, both of them broken when I fell in a ditch. But it was very close to roll over. But when you have shock absorber, you protect your suspension and the frame, because we're dealing with a heavy equipment. This is over 17,000 pound equipment. That is the stabilizer. Also to prevent the damage to the goods, the cargo, because you reduce the impact by the stabilizer. When we come here, we already discussed the 2 lines, the air line to the brake drum. This is the modern one, but as you see, it is transverse. Here, when the highway trooper stopped, you try to do it to inspect the brakes. There is nothing here you can do. This is a disc brake. It is not a drum. So when the highway trooper stops, you try to do the measurement of the drum and the shoes. He will look at the disc and say, "Oh no, he cannot calibrate them because this is modern." And here the drums are transverse. So we finished some of the hoses. Let us go to the back and complete where the air bundles go. As we traced the bank from the front, there is no white here. There is no white airline. This is only a bank airline that goes to the differential in the back. What does it do? Does it transmit force? I don't know. Anyway, at least you know the bank goes to the differential. What does it do inside the differential? We leave that for now. We take back. Here is we started with that blue that goes to 4 drums, 4 airbags. This is one, and the 2 in the front. That brown one comes from stabilizer, because now it's the daytime, you can see it now. If you follow the brown line, it will go here. If you look with your eyes, it will not go beyond the stabilizer. We can see it from the side. And the rest, these black ones are the electric signals. They are not airlines. They don't transmit power or force. And here on each side you have 2 thick air lines for the brakes and 1 small air line for the ABS sensor. Each wheel has an ABS sensor and a line. If you look at here, you can see that is the ABS line sensor. It goes inside the wheels. But the air pressure lines go inside the drum. The air drum, the brake drum. Let us now look from this side. As you see here, the 5th wheel is not lubricated because the truck is brand new. The truck did not have labels yet. But let us go to that tricky part that's annoying me. I think I got it. Here you can see now the brown line right here. The brown line, it goes into this stabilizer. This is the valve of the stabilizer. This is the stabilizer rod, the horizontal, and this is the vertical. It has nothing but it is connected, it's bolted here in the bottom to the transmission, to the differential frame, to the frame, just bolted with a pivot. And this is the lever. This is the lever that turns that valve in, and that valve has, if you look at this valve, it has an inlet, come from the compressor. We traced it from the front inlet, and it has one outlet, small blue, and another outlet, and there is the brown is from the back here, because here is the end of the brown, the bottom here. Brown have to come from here. I cannot lift this with my finger to show you. The brown have to go on the other side of this valve. This is the valve of the stabilizer that compensates for the collapse or the drop of the frame in relation to the drive shaft. And as you see here, this is the white that goes to the front, it doesn't go to the back. And this is the pink that goes to the front and the back with the T junction here. I think we covered now all the airlines. And here, that is a piston that is driven by that green line. That piston expands and it contracts, it moves this. This is the piston right here. It brings here, it pushes both ways. If you look at here in the bottom, this arm here is connected to the latch. This is the latch here. The latch is right here on the side. This is the latch. And the other arm is connected to the other latch. That allows you to move the fifth wheel front and back. Here, you don't have a piston to lock and unlock the jaws that close on the kingpin. This is one of my dreadful fifth wheel. I don't like it at all. Once I get in an accident with it, I don't like it at all, because it does not have here does not have a pin that goes out, in and out, that indicates whether it is locked or not. What is under it? Let me press here to see if I can. Yes, we can twist it with hand. Let us see how this idiot is being made. This is a jaw. When you hit it with the kingpin, the side, the lateral one here, and one, no, it's only one side here. This is the jaw that go across. If you hit this pin, it twists it, that comes out and lock in the kingpin. This is a different mechanism. How it is made? I can see here the jar is right here. That is the jar. And here there is two pivots. So when you hit that with the kingpin, the lock will lock you in. Can we hit it now with something? I don't have anything in my hand to hit it with, just to show you how it is locked.